This audio recording accompanies Learning Yoga by GarryAppel. This is practice 2.1, the body scan. Let's begin by lying down on your mat. Lie face up with your legs straight and your feet about hip width apart. You can allow your toes to flop to the side if you want. Your arms should be straight and by your sides, and your palms can either be face up or face down. Let the back of your head rest gently on your mat. Make sure you aren't lifting your chin away from your breastbone, your sternum, or tucking your chin towards your sternum. Let your gaze be up at the ceiling directly above your face. Now close your eyes softly and inhale slowly through your nose to a count of 4 or 5. Feel your abdomen expand slightly as you breathe in, but don't force the in-breath. Once you feel full, slowly breathe out. Repeat that inhale and exhale cycle a few times till you feel your body beginning to settle softly and beginning to let go. With your eyes still closed, begin to visualize your body as a whole. Imagine it resting on the mat, long and straight, and imagine your breath flowing into your body and then out. Imagine your heart beating in your chest, and see if you can feel your heart beating every second or so. Can you imagine your heart pumping blood through your arteries to every single part of your body, and the blood flowing back to your heart through your veins? Now let your attention rest on your big toe of the right foot. Visualize the toe and imagine the bones that make up the toe, but without getting too caught up in how many specific bones that might be. Let your attention move to the second toe on that same foot, maybe wondering whether it's longer or shorter than the big toe, and then to the third and fourth toes, and then to the little pinky toe. Let your awareness next travel up the foot, imagining the top of the right foot and the bottom. Bring your awareness to the heel and then to the ankle. Now shift your attention to your left foot, and beginning with the big toe and working your way up to the ankle just like you did on the right foot. Let your awareness rise from the ankles of both legs to the calf on the back of the legs, and then let it spiral around to the shins on the front of the legs. Eventually your attention comes to the knees. Pause for a moment there and visualize the knees as the point where the two lower leg bones, the tibia and the fibula, come together and meet the upper leg bone that's called the femur. There's a round disc of bone on the front of the knee joint called the patella or kneecap. Imagine the patella held in place by muscle fibers protecting the knee joint. Now with your attention rising from the knee on both legs, begin to visualize the long thigh bones, which have a ball-like structure on the top end. Imagine that ball fitting into a round open socket on your pelvis to form the hip joint, one on each side of your body. The spine or backbone attaches to the top of the pelvis. Imagine it beginning to rise there, and remember that it's composed of 24 unfused individual vertebrae that get progressively smaller as you move up the spine. Visualize each individual vertebra, one stacked on top of the other. The lowest vertebra make up the lumbar part of the spine, the low back. Feel the lumbar vertebra curving gently away from the floor that you're lying on and towards your navel. The next part of the spine is the longest. It's called the thoracic spine. Follow it up and feel how it curves towards the floor. Continue allowing your attention to rise up your spine, coming to the cervical portion that's within your neck, and then feel how that curves away from the floor and towards your throat. Now become aware of your rib cage, perhaps visualizing how your ribs attach to your vertebra, and then arch forward, encircling the upper part of your torso and meeting your breastbone. Imagine your heart and your lungs breathing and pumping blood, and all encased and protected by the rib cage. Imagine the upper part of each arm, called the humerus. It's attached at the shoulders to the top of the torso. Now visualize how those joints are similar to the joint between the pelvis and the legs. Now let your awareness travel down each arm to the elbow, where the lower arm bones, called the ulna and the radius, join the humerus, and notice how similar the elbow joint and the knee joint are to one another. As your attention comes to your wrist, visualize how the bones of the fingers attach to the lower arm bones right at the wrist. And finally, bring your awareness back to the top of your spine and imagine your skull attached to the spine with a network of nerve fibers that run down the middle of your spinal column, eventually branching out to the arms and legs and fingers and toes. Once you've completed the scan of your body, breathe in slowly through your nose and imagine the breath flowing away from your toes, up to your legs and torso, and then out your mouth. As you exhale, visualize sending the breath all the way back down to the tips of your toes. Go ahead and repeat that inhale and exhale cycle twice more, and then allow your eyes to open gently and slowly bring yourself up to a seat. This completes practice 2.1.